Thank you, gosh. Gosh darn it. I love you, God. You know, I've been on this road for a minute. And it feels so great to, like, I'm going to clip the quote, but it feels so good to be seen from my heart. You know, to be understood from my heart. I came out here, I didn't expect much. All I knew was I was going to create. You know, since Alchemy of Emanuela, we alchemize here, bruh. We alchemize here. Even if we don't want to, we're always constantly pushed to alchemize. Constant death and rebirth. Consistently. So, boom. Look how long my eyelashes are. And little birdie told me that the longer your eyelashes are, the healthier you are, mind, body, and soul. Anyways, that being said, I had a couple things that I wanted to say about, and I'm going to read them out loud. Keep an open mind. Yeah. When it comes to lust, the first point is that it is the idolization of the body. It's perverting the pure work of God, quite literally. We lose our ability to appreciate what was created within purity, what was created just because. It takes us all the way back to the first sin of Adam and Eve hiding from each other, when in reality, it's nothing that they haven't seen before, and are they not husband and wife? And God is the creator, so it's like, it's nothing to hide about, you know? They use lust as an example. It really isn't that hard. I'm gonna take it this time, okay? It really isn't that hard. We could go into it however you want. Ooh, I want to be on some editing demon time, right? But not for real, to a certain extent. Okay. But as I was saying, it takes us back to the first sin of, like, them hiding away from God and themselves, you know, which indicates guilt and shame, which came from their ego because they weren't able to move within love and humility and go to God when it came to their curiosity. So they perverted their natural bodies, you know. They learned that, hey, this is what we're capable of, and decided to be afraid of it, decided to be shameful of it, decided to be guilty of it, instead of embracing it and learning to love it more, instead of learning to embrace, okay, my mind, my body, my soul. They were so disconnected from their mind, their body, their soul. They wanted to hide their body. They lied to themselves. Their soul cannot comprehend, cannot attach their knowledge to the wisdom. The knowledge that they gained, they were not able to attach it to some wisdom, bro. You know, I feel like stuff is, I'm gonna speak. Sometimes when I'm coming out, I'm gonna just speak. And either you get it, or either you don't. And I'm gonna advance, okay? I'm gonna show up how I am, but I'm gonna advance. But nonetheless, if you get it, either you don't, okay? Keep your eye out. Yeah, but it loses your ability to appreciate it, honestly, to, enjoy the present moment for what it is. Because if you're so busy idolizing the concept of something that somebody cannot control, what God gave somebody, right? You're idolizing it, because that's what lust is. Lust is like you're literally it's idolizing it to the point of disrespect. You think it's respectful, but no, you're actually disrespecting it, because actual respect would be appreciation. Actual respect would be gratitude. Would be wow, like a flower in the wind. You sway so beautifully, you know, like you cut like some sweet, some nice. None too much ever, you know. I feel my heart races because it's like, Chad, we lose our ability to be in the present moment, you know, because we're too distracted, and it helps us distracted because now we don't even know how to deal with it, and we're distracted by our minds, and now we're feeling guilty and shameful. And I say we, I haven't. It doesn't, you know what? It don't regard if I don't feel it or not. I haven't, but we as a collective, you know, we're all together, all as one. I feel like this could be okay. Yeah, I know that I could come back to this and just read it and speak. I love you. See you later. Bye. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Hello. As you can tell from the title, we're gonna talk about a sensitive pick. but I wrote it in a nice way. So I hope you enjoy. If you relate at all, go ahead and comment down below and like and subscribe. And yeah, I love you. Hearts and kisses. My heart is with you. But the ones that get it, and the ones that don't. This is going to be with an essay format. I have my Chromebook here with my very cute stickers, and I hope you enjoy. Make sure that you keep in mind that life is as serious as you make it. It is just as serious as you have it, and it's just as unserious as you have it. So enjoy life, and it is better for us to go ahead and approach things as they are and understand them, so then we can take accountability and go within love and care for each other. So yeah, boom. I recall my body being lusted after since before I can remember. In a society that prioritized telling little girls to wear shorts underneath their dresses so they wouldn't be touched, and that I should wear a bra to make sure that my titties sat up pretty and nice. Yet if the sliced skin of said breasts were to show, there would be justified ridicule present, in turn causing me to feel like Allison the scene with her mother in the carriage in the beginning of the movie. It astonishes me how we would rather strip away the pureness of the vessels we were given rather than take the time to respect each other and ourselves. Being at the receiving end of lust is not a fun experience. In a way, it makes me feel as if my body is not quite mine, as if I am not wearing her correctly. A sort of power gets stripped away from my hands like sand going through a sifter. It makes me feel icky and uncomfortable, like there's me and then there's the amplified, inconsistent version of me in the luster's eye, as if a stranger to the vessel I was gifted. It is a feeling as if you cannot be safe within your own body. This alienation within the body can leave a lot of people playing into roles and perceptions that they previously wouldn't have otherwise. It leaves others feeling genuinely unsafe within themselves and the environment around them. The lack of safety that is felt from someone who carries lust stems from an image and opinion based solely off of sight within their minds before a reciprocated experience can be had, leaving very little to no space for acceptance, humility, respect, or potential intimacy to be had. It brings the body to an idolization point, so much so that it becomes disrespectful. Lust is the literal act of idolizing the human body, squashing it into a particular view that is more than able to cause harm to others and yourself. The other person's soul and mind become disregarded as if the body would even be present without the other two. The body cannot function on its own accord. That is why it's claimed to be the body. And each thing that helps it to function is so much more important than the sole act of sex. Even during romantic intimacy, it is much healthier for adoration and honor to be present. The gift in sexual intimacy is just that, intimacy. Being able to come to whatever union with your full heart, mind, and body, appreciating what you can, and showing extreme gratitude to be in true connection as God originally intended. The act of only connecting to a vessel and concept strips the humanity away from someone. It takes away their life experiences, tears, and joys that they have endured. It turns them into nothing in comparison to the body. This is why I claim that it creates an unsafe environment for those being lusted after, because this desire puts the human in front of them in potential danger. Desires without rationale and empathy can and will move us to do very irrational things, especially if they come from spaces and places we refuse to sit with. They can come from places that have hurt us in the past when we were young, when our memories, our past experiences, but we must sit with those things. We're supposed to fully embody appreciating ourselves and each other in a way that honors God, showing Him gratitude for making something as complex and versatile as the body. That is why I feel it is only a form of disrespect to see the human body and immediately only tie it to sex. A slight act of obsession for the act of sex disguised as appreciation, and it takes away the potential miracles and intimacy that can be born from the connection, tainting it with perversion and misguided respect. So let's talk about it. I you get it. You know, the ones that get it, get it. The ones that completely get it, get it. Because, come on, you gotta come fully. Of course, we are not born with lust already in our minds and physical desires dripping from our hearts. No, we were born pure. Pure. To perceive and think of something within its most natural and harmless, honest and dynamic form, as well as accepting and respecting something just as it is. Within this world, our body's lowest three chakras, energy centers, are conjoined. These energy centers consist in helping us feel safe, seen, and passionate, not only in the world but within ourselves. If these three are balanced, you will have a vitality and eagerness for life, a passion to wake up in the morning, to get out of bed, to go towards your life, to experience what the day might have for you, to experience the small things within life, to show a happiness, a joy, a fruitfulness for life. That is what it gives us. And on the other hand, imbalances within these energy centers will move you to feel as if you are constantly sitting at the edge of your seat, waiting for a moment to either fight or flight. In most cases, freeze or act out of impulse to the life and circumstances around you. When it's out of balance, you won't feel in control within your life. You'll feel as if you want more control. You want to control it, but the more that you try and place your hand into it, it's like it falls more and more out of your hands. You're more angry. You're more susceptible to anger, to diseases. It can show up in your body in different ways of diseases and cramps and fatigue and whatnot. That being said, the curse of lust in this case would be a major imbalance within your second energy center, located at your pelvic region. Of course, the imbalance here proves to show up in the other two, where you can lack a sense of confidence, will, and genuine integrity within yourself. If you have integrity in a case of, hey, at the end of the day, I will not push myself to do this. I will respect somebody. I will not get myself to this certain point. You will not do that, regardless, of what desire that you may have. If your desire pushes you to harm somebody, if your desire pushes you to do something that you normally wouldn't do because you're such a good guy, if it pushes you, then you need to hold your integrity to more of a standard. Let me go ahead and read my stuff because once I start yapping, it gets to a point. Right. So, integrity within yourself. This is where your body generally feels appreciation and passion for life. A lot of unprocessed emotions can end up here and filter themselves out to show up as emotional guilt and shame. So how do you heal or strip away from the inconsistent energy that is lust? You have to be able to see the body as nothing other than a vessel. For the people who believe within religion, and since Christianity is the main religion within this world, the body was made out of dirt. So if it is made out of dirt, we need to see it just like that, as dirt. If it is an extension of God, it makes no sense for us to hold it to a pedestal to the point that we are idolizing it, to the point that we are disrespecting and disregarding everything else and holding the body to the tippy top. It becomes disrespectful to the creator and to the person in front of you, and it is not something that we should want to hold. Lust will only move you to more disrespect and more dislike within yourself. Now that we know that there is something preventing you from doing such, it is time to sit with yourself. It's like, okay, so how do you sit with that? How do you come with the conclusion that, hey, we have to be with true compassion, true acceptance, and feel it out? Because you were not born that way. You were not born into this world already thinking that thing. Whatever experience you went through, whatever thing you saw, it can be the tiniest thing or it can be the hugest of things. We are humans, and there's a dichotomy of emotions and things that we have felt within ourselves that has led us to a certain point. But it is our responsibility to now take and sit down with ourselves to be like, hey, I do not want to make people feel this type of way. We know that, okay, this makes others feel unsafe. I do not want people to feel this type of way. Or, hey, I do not want to feel this type of way within myself. I want to be able to have self-control within myself. I want to be able to respect myself, to know that I will not I want to be able to trust myself, to know that I can be put within any type of situation and know that I will not be able to hurt other people, that I will want to put the foot forward to protect, So that's where you expose that part to the light. You let go of your ego, you let go of the judgment, and you sit with God. You surrender. You let God heal you. This is true healing. It's not running away. These are the true things you got to heal for. It's not that we sit with it and we pray and we ask for forgiveness and we give it to God and we stop judging ourselves so we keep it moving. No, we need to understand why it's there to begin with. Because if we don't understand, it will keep coming up. We will just continue to ignore it. Continue to justify it because of X, Y's, and Z's that society gives us. Hey, it's okay to justify it because X, Y, and Z. No, at the end of the day, we are all equal. At the end of the day, a body is a body. At the end of the day, a soul is a soul, regardless of the gender. And lust can work both ways, which is funny. People want to say the general, lust on men on women, but it's like, no, it can go on both ways. Women can lust on men, men can lust on women, men can lust on men, vice versa. So it's a matter of having an integral part within yourself, knowing that, hey, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm not going to do. And the only way that you're going to be able to have an integral part within yourself to do that is if you sit with it and actually understand where it's coming from. Sit with it and have compassion. This is what it means to sit with your demons, because it's something that's attached to you. It may not be you, but it's something that's attached to you, and it's your responsibility to sit with it. That's love, sitting with what is hurting, what is causing you to hurt, what is causing you to leave away from growth. That is love. It's sitting with it, hearing it out. Nonetheless, expose that part of you to light and let God's love heal and purify whatever form these shackling perceptions, because they are shackles. It's holding you back. You cannot tell me that the lustful thoughts that you have, you not being able to see people as just regular, you not being able to see a body part as just a body part, you tying this thing to another thing, it's not a shackle on you. It's not something that you want. It's not something that anybody wants, So go ahead and tie it off of you. Take that responsibility, tie it off of you. It's good to feel that hurt at least once or twice and feel it, really let that ish out, so then you can now take responsibility for it rather than not feeling it, having consistency be within you and unconsciously run away from that responsibility. But now if you're listening to me, it's no longer unconscious. You know about it. But then again, you can only understand as deep as you are able to understand. So I can only pray over you that God pours over your crown, over your head, and to the tips of your toes, and helps you to understand, because this is we gotta, with love, we gotta, only love, love and accountability, because if it has hurt somebody, you gotta be accountable for it. Hurt people, and things that we don't understand is able to hurt people. If someone said that you hurt them, hurt is hurt regardless of how it may be perceived. It needs to be accountable too. Taking accountability is how we take the first steps to acknowledging our hurt. It's acknowledging that, hey, I am genuinely sorry. I genuinely see where this came from, and I genuinely see where this can be a perception that is not it, and the things that is hurting me and you, and I generally want to do better for you and for me. That's taking accountability, LOL, because it's taking account for your own actions. It's the ability to literally take account for your own actions. So that's moving forward within what we have. That's how you heal this, because I know within it can feel so stuck. It can feel like this is something I'm taking to my grave. This is something that nobody can understand. This is something that nobody knows of me and all of that. But come on, you are not the only one, and I'm here to tell you that you're not the only one. And even as the victims of all of it, we are all the same. So you are not the only one, and there is a solution, there is an answer, and within that, it is surrender. It is within doing the hardest thing that you will find the answer to your solution, that you will find release. It's within doing the hardest, gut-wrenching, soul-wrenching thing, you know? Because after then, you can say, hey, I did it. And the relief that you will feel, because it's a weight lifted off of you. It wasn't supposed to be there to begin with. That's why it hurts to begin with. That's why it's showing up in this way. That's why it's showing up within disrespect. That's why it's showing up within idolization, you know? So in order to feel it and let it go is to bless yourself. It's to bless yourself and just bless yourself and do blessing is miracles. Is you creating a space for miracles. And that's what being of God is, you know? I believe being of God is creating a space for miracles, creating a space to be accepting, understanding, loving, forgiving. That's a space that will make miracles, something that opens the door to more, something that opens the door in for more love, for more goodness, you know? Because you put out what you are. So if you're putting out love, if you're putting out protection, if you're putting out goodness, if you're putting out appreciation, gratitude, honor, you're going to get all of that ish back, and that is going to feel so amazing at the end of the day. So let's be able to learn how we're able determine how the baseline of how we want to treat our fellow human, how we want to treat ourselves with dignity, and it shows dignity within ourselves, and yeah, being able to have self-control and being able to leave that up to God. That's where you're being able to get those things tenderly pruned off, because those are parts of yourself that these things are coming up to you for a reason. God sees how much it hurts you, you know? God understands, and he sees the potential that you are. You even feel your potential of not feeling this lust or this certain type of thing. That's why you're feeling this type of way. God is ready to cut those branches off. He just wants you to know that, acknowledge that these are branches that need to be cut off, that the the blood vessels that are still being extended, the life force that's still being extended to those branches, that he is cutting them off for you, that you need to understand why they're being cut off, so then you won't be supplying them with more blood, you know? And being pruned from God, you can only level up from there. It may hurt, but you can only level up from there. And that's where you get finances. That's where you get love. That's where you get blessings. So yeah, that being said, lust is having the irrational influx of sexual desires to the point that you can be moved to harm yourself and or others. So we need to become rational. Like I said, become rational, let us go, and take accountability. Let go of the guilt, let go of the shame, uphold purity, you know, uphold appreciation that, hey, this is made out of dirt, this is art, you know, this is molded out of what God wanted to create. You know, let me look at it within that type of view, other than, hey, this is something that's very curvy and luscious and yeah, you know. Like, it don't gotta be like that, you know? It's like, let's change our perceptions. It's cool if it's in fun and games, but once it becomes a disrespectful thing, once it becomes a, hey, I get to cheat and you don't, what? It's a little, you know? But hey, nonetheless. Hey, y'all, welcome to my channel. My name is Akami of Emanuela. I'm Emanuela. Go ahead and subscribe if you like what you're listening to so far.